know I'm creating my own reality.
Your fears are
I know
other
it's
people's
possible.
fears, you know?
Yeah.
So what's coming up for you? Like, what are the top 3 things coming up for you when you, that you're like,
I do energy clearing on my own, but I haven't used my Healy for it yet. I was doing it before COVID-19 hit, and then whenever it hit, my business kind of dried up, and I've shifted into something else that has taken up a lot of my time. And so I'm just getting to the point where I can like start to really work on my Healy business, but I hadn't tried it with anybody else yet, besides just running it, doing the basic stuff with my family only, but I haven't done any distance sessions with it or anything like that. And so it comes from is the sharing part with people, and that was had resistance with that on everything I've ever done, basically. So the energy clearing work that I do works really well, and I've had great results with people, but I really struggled to share that with people. And so I had a handful of clients, but not as many as I would have liked at that point in time, because I struggled to share it and to like actually bring people in and talk to them about it. And so that's what I'm finding again with the Healy, that I feel nervous about it. And I worry about things like, what if they don't, like, what if nothing happens for them, you know, like that kind of stuff. I'm having a hard time letting it go and just trusting that whatever is going to be the right thing will happen. Yeah.
sure. Well, I want to say, first of all, thank you for sharing with me. And then I'm also recording this in mind that others get to watch. And so thank you for
That's
being
fine.
brave to share for others. And so the first things you're saying are things a lot of people are saying. So the next thing I want us to do that's productive to share for you and everybody that's watching, I'm an empath, right? I'm an energy guide and I'm a healer, and all my work is remote. I do almost nothing in person. The only people that have had me in person are friends, family, and celebrities. So I love to do distance healing. It works really well for me. And so I want you to think about, when you're saying that, I feel where you feel the resistance in your body. Where do you feel? And if you're watching this and you're learning from this experience, where do you feel your own resistance to sharing your gifts and in your body? Let's just figure out first energetically where you feel it in your body.
Okay. In my chest.
I feel it.
In my chest.
I feel it. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially
And do
in
you
my
feel
heart.
your heart chakra?
Especially in my heart.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
Yeah.
you feel your heart. So yeah, I feel the tightness in your chest, and I feel your heart chakra just I'm picking up on. And this is so much attachment to other people's programs about what you're doing. So it's guilt, shame, right? It's all that, all that stuff. Which, no shame in your game. It's a natural nervous system response to our programming, right? You know that as an energy healer and guide, and yet for us to see it in ourselves, right? It's always tricky to move beyond our own boundaries of what's acceptable and what people think. And as we open our throat and chest and heart and share our gifts, even only us knowing that it's the gift. Okay, that's the thing. As we speak our truth and share bravely and boldly what our current identity still identifies as weird or uncategorizable or not really happening, or whatever our ego tripping old school version of ourselves is trying to shut down, the expansive part of us that knows. And it's completely manifested already, and we understand it intuitively. And yet we're doing this dance between the old paradigm and the new paradigm of ourselves, and allowing this expanse of our heart and throat. So as you speak to the people around you who don't yet have the gift that you're bringing, they can't. So you get to relieve yourself of all the guilt and the shame that they're feeling for you, because they don't know what you know. They don't know what you know. So in the moment you feel that grief and that pain and that attachment to their ignorance that you don't have, you're beyond it. You're bringing this light through you. You get to bring that and have a moment to forgive yourself and them for what we didn't know, and to open that place in your heart that hurt so much when I first tuned in, and to breathe into that, and to just forgive them, forgive yourself, and then bring your shit, bring what they don't know. And so you let yourself go through that moment of expanding into what wants to come out through you and how you explain it and why it works for you and what it means for you, knowing that you're the leading edge of creating this moment each day of your healing, of your gift, of your expression. And the Healy is just an extension of your medicine that you're bringing as a modern day shamama or whatever you want to call yourself. You let yourself play with the Healy and your energy medicine that you bring in a way that that freedom of that leading edge, doesn't that open up so much for you already? Like, it's like, oh yeah, I'm knock, I'm the one bringing it. Of course they don't know what it is. Of course they're like, wait, what's that? And I was timid too, because I've been timid to share it because I didn't expect an immediate result, because I am an experienced healer, and your results are yours, and they're not mine to dictate, predict, feed off of, tout. It's your moment to choose or not choose whatever you do in the moment that we co-create our experience with the Healy, with the healing. And so that's number 2. That's another thing for you to let a lot of guilt and shame. It's not up to you, honey, if they heal or not. It's not up to you whether the Healy works or not. It's up to you to share it with all your love and presence, and then totally detach. And that's how I've been sharing the Healy. This is a bridge. So that's the other thing that I'm really finding about the Healy. It's a bridge between the ethereal and the real. And it allows us to speak a language of, well, looky there, 97 out of 100. Like, it gives you something tangible that you and I as healers, we feel it, we're empathic, we know it's very real for us. Just because somebody else doesn't process the information as we do, because that's our gift and awareness, doesn't mean it's not real. But this bridges that gap, and also bridges the gap for everyone who has this ability but may not be quite ready to let go of the programming, the conditioning, and the very real life that has taught them that's a bunch of crap and you can't do or be that.
Totally.
So that's all my preface to like how I come at my sales. And the next thing I wanted to say in terms of who I invite on my team, and I'm not here to reassure anybody. I'm here to tell you how much I love it, my experience with it, and that the network of people is incredible and the resources are amazing. I won't hold your hand in the business. You're a grown person and it's your chance to create it as you love. I support my team energetically because that's my jam. That's easy for me. It takes an instant to heal the whole community. Like, oh, little light language, we're done. I'm there for the emotional support and for leadership in terms of your marketing, things that I can do in an easy way. I let my team know before they ever join. So part of this experience is that we're pioneers and we are the leading edge. And so we do want to invite people that are ready, if we're doing a sales team, to really, they want to step in and they understand. And so then they just dive right in, and they might go away for a few weeks. And I forget. I say, come back when you're ready. I don't want you to join until you're ready to jam. And then they feel safe, right? I'm not trying to get them in that day or anything like that. That's not me. That's not my style. I don't want somebody on my team to invest and then try to dump that on me. It's the same thing. It's not me. We're all taking personal radical responsibility for our choices. And that's what makes us change. That's what makes us change. That's what makes us evolve. So everyone on my team has come in at their own decision. And I had a new member join today that I spoke to a few weeks ago. And she said, I just can't right now, but I'll be back. And I said, just let me know when you're ready. And I totally forgot about it. And here she came today. I'm ready. And it was 2 seconds, easy. So for me, what I did today, I had 3 scans today. The first one was who was in a deep state of anxiety. She's got a lot of transition going on, a lot of stress that we're all going through with what's happening these days. So I tuned in and combined my energy, because I know her, and the Healy. And what I've done with each scan all day is do the aura scan first, show them the aura, talk about whatever, I'm a channel. So my interaction with each of you is in the moment. So you're probably the same. So as you're tuning into the person, and that's the other thing, it's not about you and your skills to demonstrate the Healy. It's about you having a beautiful interaction with this person who wants to know about the leading edge that you're bringing. So it's really just a lot of fun and exciting. And you get to say, hey, you know, I'm a little new at this, showing it, but I'm not new at energy. So let me, you know, let's just explore this together. So let's just do you. And the second scan was my aunt, and she had tremors, and they lessened after about an hour of the remote frequencies. And can I put you in do a scan of you? Okay.
Yep, absolutely.
Excuse me, I'm clearing, I burp when I clear so I'm burping, I'm clearing what was in your chest.
Okay.
So prepare to feel some
thank you.
relief. Yeah, it's just part of the deal. And I'm sure the people watching will probably feel it too, because usually whoever watches me is on our same, you know, clairsentience. And oops, let me take your picture here for your aura scan. Okay. Add you in the system. And then I do the aura analysis and I show it. Now, usually I don't have my wings so that you can see the screen better. So I can change that now. Let's see, second. Okay, see, I'm on the porch. Okay, I'm gonna record your aura here, scanning.
Okay. You've connected in with me the way that you do energetically, and then done the thing yourself.
I always connect. I always connect. You're gonna have to know yourself and your boundaries.
I've started to notice once I start talking to people, it doesn't take much time.
Yes.
Sometimes I don't even realize it's happening.
Yeah, and we want to have more mastery over that for sure. Like we want to have intentional boundaries, and I've set a lot of intentions in my journal over time, and in my mind and in my heart and soul. And my intention, and I've done a lot of activation, DNA activation with different kinds of frequencies that come through me. And that is part of the activation, allows you to have this instant on off. It's just there, and you're just radiating healing basically. So if you are like that, which sounds like you are, then you can always say before the call begins, let's call in our higher selves and bring in permission as we begin, because I tend to come into your energy. So that probably would have been good for me to do, but I've embedded that into my stuff. So you probably have the same thing.
Right.
So,
and I came on the call with that intention as well, that this is what we're doing. So
yeah, exactly. So you can have your parameters, and perhaps if you're talking to someone who isn't familiar, you could be more explanatory. And I tend to just work with people who are already in the business and activated, because my energy is really powerful, and it takes a certain amount of self-awareness to enjoy these frequencies. It's like, you gotta be ready. So look at your beautiful aura, and I show people the aura, and sometimes I talk about how you can see the dip where, you know, you can visually see where it's higher and lower, right? And that throat chakra is popping, right? We got a 50 on there. That's the one. And I feel that a lot. And I mean, I feel everything, but I'm the bridge. I do a lot of bridge work between the upper and the lower embodiment, like from the earth to the cosmos. And a lot of people come to me are like, la, la, la. And it's like, we got to get back down in there. And then sometimes people are way down here and need to go. So the bridge is the throat and the chest, right? There's so much emotion and embodiment energy that needs to be dealt with here and there, right? So I'm moving into working with that one. I'm still getting honing that, but right now we're doing this area. So I can feel that. And you know, that's a lot of that witchy wounds, past life stuff. And see, now I feel your heart chakra as we talk about and open up that throat chakra. So, you know, then I might run the analysis and talk about the cards. And I often say, you know, I run my chakras all day because I'm doing this all day and working with my energy and others. And as a few fluctuate, the other rise and fall. Like, but usually after we run the frequencies, they tend to even out. Just as if I'd have done a tune in with you, we would get you into alignment, and in an instant we can do that. And what I've been doing with my son is showing it to him, my 7-year-old. He sees the chakra colors when he wants to, when he tunes in. I've been working with him since I've been doing this since he was born. So I've been able to, right after he was born, I started. And he can see like where there's one low, and then we'll tune in and shift it real time and see it change on the scan. And that's just been fascinating for me to teach that to my son, who's 7, how to real time understand the benefit of, okay, that's tight. Let me open that up. Oh, let me expand my energy right there. Just because he can understand the number here. So that's something I like to share. So you might begin to have an aura story, or how you use the tool that's your family, that's your client history, that allows you to be yourself and open up into who you are, and then extend with this tool set. So I might also then, run the analysis, and like I said, talk about some of the emotional issues that come up, and how I like to share my own personal experience of how it's changing, and how like after 2 or 3 weeks, it'll be a new card, like the thing that said the person doesn't love, and then the next 2 weeks, the person is loving. And I'm like, yay, I'm changing. I like to share how that's working for me. And then I like to, because my clients are highly sensitive and sensory and feelingful, I like to say, okay, I'm going to run the microcurrents, and I'd love to know how you feel them. So as I hit vibrate, and I put it on maybe like 12 minutes, and then I show them, and I hit the button, and I say, okay, they're running. And then we just sit for a minute, and I just allow them to tune in. They usually close their eyes. All of my clients and the people that work for me are like, oh my God, like they're very sensitive and feel it. My aunt didn't feel it today, but she said, that doesn't mean it's not working. So she was open to receive the frequencies. And then about an hour after, I said, I'm just gonna, after we chatted and everything, I hung up and I left the frequencies running. And that's what I've done with everybody. We didn't have to be on the phone very long. And then I left them whatever cocktail they came up with. Now we're gonna I'll go through the next part, and then I leave it running. And after about an hour of whatever she had running, she messaged me and said, the tremors have lessened. What I do with my clients too is I can feel the energy shifting. Your heart chakra was busy, and then now it's moving up. I will say, okay, now I'm going to tune in with the frequencies, and because they're used to feeling my energy, and or maybe not, but most of them have. And then they say they can see how it feels, and I will say, okay, I'm going to pull my energy back out, and I'll pull it back out, and they can feel the difference between the Healy and me with the Healy. So if you're an energy guide, I would definitely recommend doing that, because first of all, you're going to get a feel for using this tool, right, as you're scanning people, and you're allowing them to get to know you as an energy guide. If they're asking you, you're their sponsor, there's a good chance they're also going to book in for sessions with you as a guide. And I think that's a beautiful model to have us, working with each other and taking that sort of leadership with our team, whatever it is that we're good at. Like Leah's sister is really great at human design, and another person is really good at organization, and so take the lead in your and let your jam come through in your scan, but then also take a little detached energy too, to explain that it's also doesn't need you, and that it's self-reliant as well. And it's really fun to see the difference between those. So I'm going to stop.
So I can feel tingles on the backs of my arms, which is a place that I often feel the energy, and I can feel little waves coming through. So I'm sure that is the energy that I'm feeling, versus just the heat and whatnot. Some of them came through with a bit of like goosebumps and stuff. Yeah. So which is not what I would normally feel in the heat.
Okay, good. Well, let's do a little bit more. I'm going to start it again, and now I'll add if you give me permission, we'll add a little bit of Okay. So here comes the Valtopia frequencies, because basically I feel the tightness and I want to resolve it in my own awareness. And that's all I'm doing, really. And you're going to feel that. I'm going to open up that heart chakra in that solar plexus spot and ground the energies and connect and expand the field. Do you feel that? Hi.
Yes. Yes, and I have a visitor.
And now that energy's popping. So yay. All right. So what I'd love to say, and if you feel anything more about those, yeah, the energy's starting to move in here. I can feel that.
Okay.
So I'm going to stop those frequencies and we're going to tune into the resonance for you. Frequencies running and you can, do you feel that energy about to pop here? There we go.
Yeah, and I felt when you first came in, like it felt bigger. I almost want to say heavier. Heavy doesn't sound like necessarily the right word.
I'm the excavator. I'll get deep and
okay.
pull it up. Yeah. I'm like my team member said it felt like a tornado. It's just I like to get to it. Oh, it's right there. Let's go. Because I'm there for the aftermath too. The regeneration happens after. So okay, let's do the resonance and see what comes up. This is fun. So then I show and that's an opportunity, if you're familiar, to talk about the different programs that excite you, that are there, to the collagen and your skin and your chakras and your meridians and your kidneys and like everything. You know, you can have your own way that you describe. And for example, I'm going through menopause. And I've been having my period every 2 weeks since last September, and I have endometriosis, I had PCOS, I've had hormone issues since I was a woman, and this device let me have one period last month, and the pain is gone after the last 2 cycles. And that's a big deal because the pain is like 2 or 3 days of what feels like a 48-hour contraction, no break in between. Brutal. And I still show up and do all that I do, but it's hard. It's exhausting. It's tiresome. It's a drag, you know. And now I'm changed. So that's my personal story of exactly what's happened, for the truth of what's happened for me. So you want to have your own share of what it's doing, because when you're telling your truth, it's truth. It's what's going on. So I'm going to run the scan with the resonance and all the programs, and you describe, you know, that it's running a scan, whatever words come to you. I'm not going to give my words because I don't know. I need to do it in the moment. I tend to do my, you know, they
just come through.
Yeah, if you channel and witness the person, the right vocabulary comes through, and then it's easy. So we've got Healy Fitness, Sleep, the Bioenergetic Balance 2, Chakras, and Pain and Psyche. So this is where I would pick like the top 2 and maybe do a deep dive just to give, you know, so, and especially if like a bioenergetic or a meridian comes, I'm like, ooh, let's see what's going on with your body, because that resonates with people, right? Liver function, toxins, joints, bones, head, and bacteria.
Okay.
So I would recommend just say alkaline water if you can get it, or make alkaline water. And it sounds like we need a little detox happening. Some sugar-free. Are you doing any sugar-free, gluten-free, any of that? Oh, well, your body's reflecting that binge then. Okay.
Yeah.
So well, let's run the scan again and run the cocktail. So I'm gonna run. It came up again in the gold cycle. So we're gonna just turn on the vibration and put it to about an hour. And I'll, if you want, I'll add the frequencies, the Valtopia frequencies, to come in and support you if you're open.
Absolutely.
And
I'm definitely open.
They're running already, but I would take them out if you were like, oh, thanks, I want to just see the Healy or whatever. And so we'll just start those vibrations and I'll leave it running. And I can't wait to hear your update. Drink some water, please. Drink some water. And I feel your third eye and your crown opening on the other side of opening this. And with this much heart chakra, there is some forgiveness that wants to happen there. And the fear of presenting, I think, has probably shifted a lot after this call, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I love this. And this will let people just get excited about this incredible experience we get to have, and we get to be the leading edge sharing, right?
Yeah, this was one of the most excited. I was so excited to share it and run scans and things like that with other people. And then once I got it, it was like, oh, and I haven't done it.
Yeah. You move through the nervous system response that you had initially and just be on and
Right. Once you've done it a few times, then it's like no big deal. But those first times, it's
yeah.
challenge. Totally.
Thank you,
Well,
Lesley.
thank you
It's nice
so
to meet you. I'll
much.
chat with you online.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. Bye.
I know I'm creating my own reality. I know it's possible. I know that there's a scenario somewhere, and sometime, somewhere up in my highest frequency, where this all works out. So I know it's possible. And I know that my desire means that it exists, and it's inevitable. I know it's possible.